Lorenzo. Just when we last spoke to you, you said obviously the Bradley injury is a big concern, not many experienced strikers. Have you remedied that issue by maybe signing anyone or somebody coming back to full fitness over this last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's a problem for us because obviously we've got a few strikers out, so we haven't had much joy in coming back, so we know we won't have them back on the weekend. So it's a major problem.
All right, I need more hands. More questions for the coach? Marco Sonke? Okay, that's not a hand. Okay, I guess I've happened to the mic. Do we have more hands? Okay, Temba, you can go.
Temba Shabalala, Joseph Sports. Coach, you're playing against a team that is finding its feet, and looking at them, they are on the high, except for losing one game. I'm here, coach.
Sorry.
They're on the high. I mean, there's a lot of celebration going on right now as we speak. Chairman turning 80. Start with the chairman turning 80 at Kaizer Chiefs. I know probably there's one man that everyone would like to wish well, as well as playing a club that already wants to go into this and redeem themselves for the empty 10 years when it comes to trophies.
Yeah, look, I mean, I can't, we've got to concern ourselves about ourselves, and I can't really concern. Yeah, well, I don't want to, I can't comment about what they've done or how they've done it, but we've got to try and concentrate on ourselves and try and put up a good performance. Obviously, we play them next week again, so the draw was inevitable. We're going to draw them in the cup. It normally works like that. So, yeah, under no illusions, I'm sure there'll be a big crowd there, and we're going to have to put on a show, that's for sure.
Okay, can we get the mic to Mazola and just pass it on? Mazola on your left. Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, obviously you've spoken at length about your injury concerns, not having some of the key players in the team. How have you been trying to remedy that in training? Because of course the results, to get the results, also you facing a team that seems to be improving given their own results, but as you said, you're not concerning yourselves with them, but from your own sort of planning, how are you making up, how are you closing the gap, so to speak, because the expectations are there that you've got to do well, try and get a cup and all that.
Yeah, obviously it's this inner motivation to do well, inner putting pressure on myself, and because of obviously club, but the club is in a situation now with players. It can happen to anybody. It's unfortunate it happened this time to us, and we're going to try and see ourselves through this period. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to have to find a way with the players that you've got, and that's all you can do. You've got to believe in what we've got and try and find a way. It means changing the way we play. That's so be it. So going from game to game, trying to pull our prize until we can get players back. That's the only way you can do it. There's nothing else you can do. And then hopefully try and get to the next window.
Okay, let's move it on to Karabo. On my left hand side, can you get the mic? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Coach. Coach, how happy are you with the progress? I know it's still late in the season, but Neo Rapo, suffered a horrific injury last season. He's come back a bit stronger this season. How happy are you? And as they normally say, there's already talks of him, clubs looking out in Europe. But how happy are you with this progress, and how far do you think you can go, Neo Rapo?
I don't want to put pressure on him, but I think he's the best left back in South Africa. I think he should get 100 caps, in my opinion. But obviously, he got maybe go to the right club. But he's fantastic, and he's come back strong, and he's been really good coming back from that horrific injury. And I think he'll be certainly one for the club. I know. I have my way of thinking. He's very good. So yeah, let's see. But he needs a bit of time. What I'm saying, to get back from where he was, to get back where he was.
Okay, let's start with Kuthazo there.
Hi, Coach. Hi, Coach Kuthazo from Whatever You. Coach, the Calling Cup is an opportunity for you to obviously win the cup. Would you say that perhaps there's any pressure from management, fans, to bring something home and actually show that what you can do, besides the injuries and all that you are facing with?
Yeah, I think, as I said, there's a lot of internal pressure for myself. Obviously, been in the game a long time, so won this trophy before, so not the calling, but before what it was called and that. So I know all about it. Been involved a long time, so there's that pressure, but you also got to be realistic in and where we are and what we're trying to do, and it's a continuous grind every day, trying to improve. So that's what we're trying to do, and we are at. If I said, if I look at the team that played Chiefs the last game in May, I think we played them. I think there's like 9 or 10 changes in 2 months, 3 months. It's a lot of changes, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you've got to take into consideration as well. A lot of teams that have a lot of continuity, we've got a lot of changes. So we need to get this thing settled down. We need to know what we've got our full strength side up. But as I said, there's a lot of players that will step up and get given a chance, and I'm sure they'll do well.
Okay, let me get the mic to Lorenz.
Coach, you mentioned there's a lot of changes, but there's also a lot of changes on the other side of Chiefs. They are all technical team, I think 6 or 7 new players as well. Do you think there's a major improvement from the 4 games that you've seen Chiefs play this season that might give you a different challenge?
Of course, they've spent. It's obvious. If you do that with your squad, you're going to improve. You have to improve. Bought a lot of players, a lot of new players, so in key positions. So yeah, there has been. I'm sure where they were last season, they had to improve. So we know what we have to face. Yeah, definitely.
All right, next round of questions. Mazola once more. I see there's a hand behind Jabulo. Will come to you next.
Coach, what sort of game can we expect? Especially from your end as well. Talked about result. It's a one-off, obviously, it's a cup competition.
You don't really know. You know what I'm saying? We normally like to start in a certain way and then feel our way in. But it might be a bit different to that, I think. But I don't think they'll change the way they've started now. I think they'll have a full go. So yeah, I don't see. It's difficult to say. The game normally goes away a certain way. But we obviously need to set ourselves up for what we're trying to do, which we have done a little bit. Obviously the players are not back yet. They only arrived this morning, 3-4 of our players, so they won't train. So we'll just train tomorrow and play.
Okay, I've noted Velile Jabulo first.
Jabulo from News 24. Coach, when you were here the first time, this team was a very good league team. You won it 3 times in a row. You left it, good success in cup competitions. Where do you think this current team is at in terms of, is it designed for the long marathon, the league, or is it more a team that can do well in cup competitions?
Well, you don't know. We haven't played for a couple of weeks now. I mean, this is the most, in my 45 years in South African football, this is the most bizarre league I've ever seen in my life. I mean, we started in June, we played 4 games, 5 games. So we haven't played any football. There's no continuity in the games. I mean, we should have played many league games, but it was put off. So I think obviously it benefited the teams in Africa and the cups, but the other teams certainly was, so it's very difficult to, after 4 games, to find out where you are already. There's been no continuity in games, and I say we haven't played now for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then you start again with a cup game. You don't really know. So where you know what I'm saying? And obviously with our situation, it's been difficult because what's happened to us.
Velile.
Thank you, Coach. I just want to talk about something different. The goalkeeping department. I look back at Ronald Williams when you introduced him. He was still very young, and I think at that time a number of goalkeepers also injured him just before him. The Mason Zomewa, who they were also introduced when they was together. We don't see a lot these days of goalkeepers maybe introduced in their late teens or early 20s. What could be the difference in terms of maybe the production line of goalkeepers that we wait for some of them to be over 25 to be introduced?
I know the truthful answer. If you do what the Egyptian League did, no foreign goalkeepers, then you'll certainly have more goalkeepers. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very difficult. I mean, he's certainly, if you look at teams, he's a lot of foreign goalkeepers around, but something that you have to, maybe the rules have to change or something, but all the clubs need to be giving chances to the local goalkeepers, if there is available. I don't know. I don't know what the clubs have got and what they haven't got. But obviously it's something we look very closely at in the scouting, which we did with Ronman when he came as a 12-year-old to us. Then he got his debut. And like I said to him, from the start, you're going to play 5 games. I don't care if you lose 5 games, but you're going to play 5 games and you'll make a decision from there. And that's what you need to do. And that's what I did with Ronman. And Manish Joseph, I did it with, and go back and back. Wayne Roberts and Neil Baron, so I had them all. Best goalkeepers, top goalkeepers.
Temba?
Yes, Coach. I'm looking at the choice of venue in Polokwane. How do you then hype up your players looking at the venue that favors Kaizer Chiefs on the stands and looking at the youthful side that you have against the hyped up Kaizer Chiefs on and off the stands? I mean, these guys are on a high, they celebrate everything.
I call the management there.
Just the other
Answer that
day,
question.
just the other day, Coach, they celebrated a trophy, as if they won the World Cup. I mean, it was one of those where you say, SuperSport is coming against them. You've got a youthful side, Coach.
The venue, I don't want to talk about the venue. It's something that's...
We'll bring Brian after this.
I'll bring the management. I always say to press conference, I think you should bring management in, and the coaches should be here, because there's a lot of questions you have to ask. But that's out of my hands.
Do you have a question? Okay, we'll take it to Kathleen.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
Just a quick one, Coach. What does the new young boy from Zimbabwe bring, the striker? And also, I mean, you guys work hard during the week to prepare for this game. Has it gotten to a point where you basically hope that the man in the middle don't spoil it for you guys, because the moment changes games, even against in the MTN 8?
Oh, well done. First time said that, yeah.
There was some situation with Vincent Kule, but it didn't go your way. So do you guys hope that this game?
Thank God, the 2 penalties. Yeah, we can't comment on that. I think that's going to be left in the hands of, and hopefully, I'm sure everybody. I think every week it's been well notified, well documented that, hopefully, VAR is too expensive. You need the minister here, don't you? So yeah, just hopefully it's all done properly. That's all.
And there's a coach?
Oh, the youngster? Yeah, he's done well. He's one for the future. He certainly wasn't acquired for now, in my opinion. But now he's now with us because of our situation. So he'll play a part, yeah, that's for sure.
All right, are there any takers for the last round of questions? We still have about 4 minutes. We can't, all good. Oh, there was a hand. Okay. Oh, Mr. Ramano.
Coach, how are you? I'm here.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Are you good?
You're still alive?
Yeah. Tell me something, Coach Kevin. What kind of season will Richmond get you, overall, from the beginning until the end?
Yeah, listen, I think we've got to obviously want to improve on last season. But I mean, 1 point from 4th to 7th, which is, I think the CAF took a lot out of us last year, their young squad. And at 1 point, certainly we could have made it up in a lot of games, but it didn't happen. So I think that's important for us to try and improve on last year. obviously the cup competition in South Africa is got a good monetary value for everybody and bonuses and things like that. So, we've got to try and do better and try and see our way through. Obviously, we've got a hell of a game against a real good informed side at the moment, so it won't be an easy task for us, that's for sure. We're certainly the big underdogs in the game.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much. I think we'll end it here.
I'm sure you'll need more time for the other teams, yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring in them.